So can the Yankees manage one of these two trades? Now, as we're getting closer to the trading deadline, it's becoming apparent that individual, trades for individual players is not really going to be enough. And whether it be Starling Marte or Joey Gallo or even Adam Frazier, even though Adam Frazier can kind of change the way that they just maybe the philosophy of the team, or the offensive philosophy of the team, he'd be the most appealing of those three options for me. But with that said, I think the best options here, because it's trading a lot of their players is very difficult right now because they're either on COVID IL or on the regular IL like Luke Voit, and with the exception of a couple of relievers, the Yankees don't have much to trade right now, unfortunately. So that kind of leaves them with the situation of being buyers, but being like legitimate buyers, not getting these one guy and kind of going a little bit over the threshold and paying this huge tax for it. If they're going to go over it, they got to blow past it. And these two trades kind of represent the opportunity to do that. And it addresses multiple holes at the same time. But it could also free up not only money, but players, make it easier to trade somebody, a better player on this team, an individual player that a team might want. And let me know what you think of these two trades. Number one is with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and obviously Adam Frazier's in it, but I'm also adding Rich Rodriguez because they definitely need another reliable reliever. It sounds like Darren O'Day's out for the entire season now. Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone actually confirmed that. So, which leaves us down a reliever, and we don't really know what to expect. I mean, Britton had his first game back the other night, and after a while, he got hit a little bit, but it might take him a few weeks to kind of get grooving again. Don't really know what to expect from Aroldis Chapman and the other guys. So Rich Rodriguez would have to be in this trade as well. He's obviously an elite right-handed reliever, and he's also on a team control, I think, until next year. So you'd get him. You get Adam Frazier, also free agent until next year, and then you'd add Tyler Anderson, one of their left-handed starting pitchers, who's a free agent at the end of this year. So is not a long-term financial commitment for him or the other guys either. But that would represent adding a starting pitcher, a reliever, and like a super utility guy, an elite utility guy. So that would be a pretty significant trade. Obviously, it would be going over the $210 million threshold, but not as much as the next trade. Now, obviously, they have to forfeit a couple of good prospects. So you probably get some. I don't know. It might require Oswald Peraza. It might require a couple of pitching prospects, but no top of the line. I would add Clark Schmidt to it. I would add a couple of the position players, maybe 3 or 4 guys. But at the end of the day, it's not going to require. You could probably get this trade done without Oswald Peraza. So, and if you can, then that's a good trade. And so that's the first trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And again, it addresses a lot of things, and it also frees up, like I said, it frees up the opportunity to make a trade for a different player, move a Luke Voit, move somebody like that, and in a package with Davy Garcia for someone else, for another starting pitcher or something. But just a thought there. But the second trade is the bigger one. It's with the Chicago Cubs. And this trade involves Kyle Hendricks, starting pitcher, Craig Kimbrell, super reliever, and Ian Happ, switch hitting outfielder. He's younger. He's got 2.5 more seasons to control. He's not a free agent until 2024. Hendricks, I think, is a free agent after next year, and Kimbrell as well. So Kimbrell's obviously, he's having a super duper elite year, and kind of back to his elite ways. But he's also under a $16 million a year contract. Hendricks is around, I think, 12 or 13 a year, somewhere around there. And Ian Happ is on a low end of it, but that would maybe significantly going over the threshold. Now, the Cubs have a demolished or decimated farm system, so they are in need of prospects. So this one gives you the opportunity, in my opinion, to offer higher-end prospects to try to get them to eat some of that salary. Eat a little bit of Kimbrell's, eat a little bit of Hendricks. Even if you get them to throw in, I don't know, $5-6 million per year for the next 2 years, it'd be worth it. And that's when you throw in a Davy Garcia. That's when you throw in, you can even move, in my opinion, that's when you can move a couple of bigger pieces like Garcia, then an Oswald Peraza, maybe, even an Estevan Florial or something like that. That trade would be a much bigger trade, in my opinion. And again, keep in mind, these trades where the acquiring team is getting MLB pieces, of course, it's the short-term game for that team. And the other team who's going to be receiving prospects would be the one kind of looking more long-term here. So they would be not the immediate beneficiary, but potentially the long-term beneficiary. And the Cubs have a lot of deficiencies in their farm system, pitching and offense. So you can give them a Davy Garcia. You can give them a Garcia and a Luis Hill or a Luis Medina or Albert Abreu. Give them a couple of pitching prospects and make it palatable. I think both of these trades are doable. And again, the Yankees would get a switch hitting outfielder that they could replace Brett Gardner with him. I like Brett Gardner, and my opinion is Cashman's probably going to let him play out the year and then do a Brett Gardner day or something at the end of the year instead of releasing him now, letting him go out in style. That's my opinion, but I could be wrong. And again, you have these other guys. Unfortunately, now, LeCastro's out with a torn ACL, but Ian Happ represents a nice replacement there. And we still have Greg Allen. I would be playing Greg Allen in center field. You could play Ian Happ in left field. You could put Lamar or Judge and Ridley. You have a lot of options. But it also frees up again the opportunity to move other players, like a Voit. And again, I know I like Luke Voit, but he has some trade value. Hopefully, he comes back and healthy and hits again. But we do have Chris Gittens that we can plug into first base. Or you can even expand the trade into a bigger one. You add Anthony Rizzo, and then you add Luke Voit. You can do so many crazy things. Rizzo's a free agent at the end of the year. Voigt's got 3 more years of control. He's not a free agent until 2025. So there's a lot of appeal there. Cheap control, and that's what the Cubs can use. Cheap control and lots of prospects. So this could be a monster trade. But to me, I think the Cubs and the Pirates seem to be the most representative teams that can make a good trade with the Yankees, and they get what they need as well as the Yankees get what they need. So, you let me know what you think. Obviously, there's other trades. They can do a Kyle Gibson and a Joey Gallo trade with the Texas Rangers. I mean, you could do trades with the Royals, but there's a lot of teams you could do trades with. But unless they're moving Aaron Judge, which unfortunately doesn't seem like they're going to do, because he's obviously the biggest revenue maker too. You get the Judge Chambers and merch, so he, obviously he's got a lot of value financially for the team. But that said, if they got a real good, robust package back for him, it would be worth considering, because the short-term financial loss can be offset by success, team success. And again, we want our Yankees to win. And personally, I don't really care who's on the roster. I mean, it's nice to have, know some guys that have some stars here and there, but if they win, it's all that matters. And if they move a Judge and they win the World Series, it's worth it. Okay? It's just like I just said in the other trades, Red Sox moving Mookie, right, and Price. The Arizona Diamondbacks moving Goldschmidt. Rockies moving Arenado and probably Story. So, obviously the impact will be a little bit different here with Judge, but I don't foresee the trade happening with Judge, but I can see these trades, one of these trades happening with either one of these teams. And again, it will go a long way to addressing needs for both sides. Short term for the Yankees, long term for the other teams. And the Yankees do have the capital to do it. They have the prospect capital in their farm. They do have a top 15 farm, so they have some depth there that they can utilize. And thankfully, a lot of their call-ups recently have been playing well. So that's a good thing. Either they can stay around as starters or platoon players or backups or whatever, or have significant trade value to get them to move a package like this. But again, it has to represent an upgrade. I would not be a proponent of moving Greg Allen or any of these guys, to be honest with you. Amburgey, Taillon Park. I'd want to keep these guys around. But there's a lot of other players who can be moved at the major league level and the minor league level. And these two trades right here, it seem to be, to me, the two avenues where to go if they're going to do a trade. I don't see the point of doing, like I said, just one trade. Starling Marte is not enough to get the Yankees over. Neither is Gallo. Again, neither is Adam Frazier by himself. He doesn't make the bullpen better. Gallo doesn't make the rotation better, right? So, Marte doesn't make the infield defense better. because he's an outfielder. Like it has to. I think there has to be a multiplayer trade, and Cashman's known for doing these things, and he's got a good relationship with the Pirates, and I think he can facilitate a trade with the Cubs too. The Cubs seem to be more front loaded on the high end, but to me the Pirates trade could be really balanced trade. I mean, if there's any way they can get Brian Reynolds, like that would be a huge get, but I don't see that happening. They're probably going to build around him and build around Cabrian. Was it Cabrian Hayes, I think? Rightfully so. And this new catcher they just drafted at #1, so they have some significant building blocks there. But these guys are movable. These guys are movable. So you let me know what you think. Is there another team out there that they can make a multiplayer trade with? Or there are a couple of teams. I mean, I could think of a few, but like these two seem to make the most sense. And again, based on need on both sides. So Pittsburgh rebuilding, Cubs are about to undergo a rebuild. They've already moved Jock, and they're going to move more people. So this is an opportunity to knock out a bunch of players with one trade on both sides. So let me know what you think, guys.